Alleged pricing for Galaxy S20 FE 5G in Canada leaks, GSMArena.com news, GSMArena.com. iPhone 12 launch. What will be 2020's, one more thing? TechRadar. Washington's China policy has lost its way, Asia Times. Gamescom 2020. All the best trailers and demos, CNET. NVIDIA RTX 3080 specs just leaked ahead of next week's launch, Tom's Guide. League of Legends new champion Samira and ability kit revealed, Polygon. Three Little Pigs. Musk's Neuralink puts computer chips in animal brains, CGTN. Cheaper Samsung Galaxy Z Fold Lite is headed to India, GSMArena.com news, GSMArena.com. Japan gives its moon exploration vehicle the most Toyota name ever, Motor One. Apple removes Fortnite developer Epic from App Store, BBC News.